If you have an upcoming exam or simply wondering how to avoid phone while studying, then you're not alone. In this video, I'm going to be discussing about how to avoid phone so that you can achieve your academic goals more efficiently. They say keep your friends close and your enemies even closer. And I guess that's why our mobile phones are always with us. But do remember that beating phone addiction is completely different from what I'm discussing today. In this video, I'm just going to discuss about how to avoid phone while you're studying. So if you're someone who's interested, let's get going. Now, first of all, I'm going to talk about online classes. And online classes itself is difficult for you to focus on. I'm going to tell you 2 tips so that you ensure that you're getting the most out of those online classes. This first tip is something that you have to work upon yourself. That is to be strong enough, to be motivated enough so that you stay focused in your class. And that itself is difficult to work upon. Now I'm going to tell you second tip, which is going to decrease your distractions by about 90%. That is, go to your settings and turn off your notifications for every app, including Google. I'm saying this because even if you're getting notifications from Google, Zomato or Swiggy, even if you're not going to click on it and enter into the app, it is still distracting to your brain. Your brain will process that information and you will not focus that much on your online classes. You might miss a good point. So I think it's better to turn off your notification from any kind of app that is on your phone. Now the second tip that I'd give you is a basic tip that I'm sure you would have heard from all people, that is to set goals accordingly. Now you can do a to-do list, a week's list or a month's list. For me, I like to do a to-dos list because if I'm keeping a week's list or a month's list, I just simply cannot make up to it. So I like to do a to-do list, and what I do is I categorize my day into different schedules. For example, if I'm going to study physics, chemistry and biology, I categorize my day into first physics 2 hours, then chemistry 2 hours and biology 2 hours, like that. And in between each subjects, I tend to make sure that I'm also allowing myself for phone time, for some kind of screen time. Either it is phone or I'm watching TV, any kind of screen time, so that I keep myself entertained, and it's important for you to do that. Now the third most important tip is to use time restriction on your apps. Even while you're on your breaks, it is important to use time restriction. I know we all tend to do this. We just go to Instagram, YouTube, we just scroll our time thinking, okay, I'm going to do this only for 10 minutes. But we end up doing it for 1 hour. So I think it's better to use time restriction even in our breaks so that our breaks don't interfere with our study time. The next tip is to turn off your notification, as I said earlier during the online class tips. It's really important to turn off your notification because from my experience, every time I get a notification, even if it is a random notification, I just get so distracted with it and my brain tends to move towards that notification rather than focusing on what I'm doing right now. And for me personally, if I'm keeping my phone even far away from it, that one particular notification sound will distract me from focusing and putting my 100% into what I'm studying. So it's better to turn off your notifications. Now the next thing is to keep your phone out of sight. And a lot of people say to keep your phone out of the room. When I tried that tip, it just didn't impress me because every time I keep my phone out of the room, my brain just tickles, my brain just bugs me, and I'm constantly thinking who is going to call me, or my mom or dad is going to call me, what if there's an emergency. A lot of things just goes on in my brain and I'm not able to focus. So what I do instead is I turn off my notification and I keep my phone not out of the room, in the room, but out of sight, so that I just know that I am with my phone, just not in front of me. So even if my mom calls me for an emergency, I can still answer my phone while I'm going to off my notification so that I do not get distracted. Now, if you're someone who can keep your phone out of the room, then go ahead and do it. But what I personally recommend from my experience is keeping your phone in the room, just out of sight. And next thing is, a lot of people say to write down your doubts and Google it at the end of the day, but I just can't. I want to know the answer at that time itself, because I might forget my doubt after a long time. So I think it's better for me to keep my phone out of sight rather than out of room. Now the next most important thing is to find out what triggers you to open your phone. Now this differs from person to person, but most of the two major reasons is, first one is either your brain is telling you to open your Instagram or YouTube and just scroll your time, and this can be reduced by keeping time restriction, as I said earlier. And the next distraction is from your friends, your family, who are just sending you reels or shorts to make you laugh. Now this can be reduced if you tell them. For example, for me, I was a neet dropper. I took a ear drop so that I can focus on studying neet, and I was lagging so much on studies that I really needed to put my 100% into studying each subject. So I just told my friends and family that I'm going to take an ear drop, and they just simply didn't disturb me. Of course, we did chat quite a few times in between the years, but other than that, they didn't really send me anything, they didn't call me. I just think it's absolutely okay for you to tell your friends and family to not disturb you if you're taking a major decision like me to take an ear drop. Now, the last disclaimer point of this video is, this will not work unless you put your mind and body into it. It is very easy for me to advise it, and it's very easy for you to watch it. But when you're doing it in person, it's going to be 100 times better. But you have to put your mind and body into it to make sure that you're getting your most out of your study sessions. So be strong and you'll definitely succeed. Yeah, so that's it for the video, guys. And if you have any more recommendation, any kind of videos, just comment down below and I'll do my best. Make sure to comment, like, share and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye.